In some ways I think I've always danced from my heart. I was dancing with a company, London Contemporary Dance Theatre, at the LA Olympics, and at the show, the very last moment of the performance, the sound stopped and something had happened with the tape machine. It was like the big finale, and the music just completely stopped and nobody went on stage. So the sort of big finale moment of the performance just completely fizzled out, and that was a big shock. I was actually studying to do art, and I was going to go and do an art college foundation year and degree course, and I headed up to London to go and find a place called, I can't remember the name of the gallery, but the street was Burton Street, and I read the A to Z wrong, the map of London, and I went to a place called Bruton Street, and on that street was the place which was the home of London School of Contemporary Dance, the home of London Contemporary Dance Theatre. And I remember walking past the front door and hearing drumming music coming out. And this was in the early 70s. And, you know, London was happening at that time. And I remember thinking, wow, that sounds interesting, and going in and down the stairs and looking through a little tiny window that was maybe 2 foot square, and looking in through there, and John Keelio was the drummer. He was drumming, and for a class that Jane Dudley was teaching. And I remember seeing Jane teaching and all these people moving across the floor, and I just hit me. That is what I want to do. That's what I want to do. A little more choosy about what I dance, perhaps. That I'm no longer quite so interested in doing things that involve, you know, lots of people doing the same movement. Not that I don't enjoy watching that. But that's not what I enjoy doing so much anymore. I'm much more interested in doing something that really sort of expresses something from myself and is more about expressing myself rather than the sort of the ideas of a choreographer, perhaps, though I've absolutely loved doing that in my life at other times. I have been lucky to dance for many years and earn a living doing it, though that's sort of, it's a rare thing in the dance world to actually be paid to dance. For the fame, definitely not. Because it's not really about fame. Yeah. Maybe notoriety. What I like most of all about dance is the way it brings you really into the present moment. That there isn't, even though you've rehearsed something and you know the choreography, there's really something about it now. You know, the audience is here now, you are here now. In some ways it's difficult because there is video that records dance, but really it's about the moment, it's about that interaction. And very often there isn't a record, there isn't something to look back on and say, oh, this is what I did. It's really about now. So in some ways I think I love that about dance, and also I find it a little bit hard about dance that you don't have, you have the history in your memory, but you don't necessarily have it in concrete in front of you. Though these days with video that is changing, it's even that is different than the actual performance. And so, it brings you right to now. It's happening in the moment.